Okay, so good morning, one and all. Before starting today's class, so I will tell you how we are going to proceed in operation research. Means what are the topics we are going to cover in the upcoming classes. Okay, very briefly we will discuss. Then we will start the lecture. So what I have planned is, and you just listen it carefully, and I need after my completion, if any opinion is there from your side, if you want to do any modification, you just suggest me what to do. Yeah. So what I have planned, I will tell you. Okay. So what happened here? You have total 5 units. Okay, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 and unit 5. 5 units you have. I am only talking about operation research. Okay, so 5 units you have, and there are 2 probability of getting the question paper. Okay, so there is 2 probability. What is the first probability? The first probability is like what about the question paper you have got in the last semester? Means total 8 questions will be there. Okay, and out of these 8 questions, any 5 questions you have to answer. Okay, and each question was 15 marks. So 15 into 5, that is 75 marks. This was the pattern in the last semester due to Corona. Okay, and what we have observed out of this 8 question, okay, so out of 8 question, 5 questions they are giving from unit 1, 2 and 3. Okay, out of 8 questions, normally 5 questions they are giving from unit 1, 2 and 3. That we have observed in the last semester, and I think this pattern they have followed for almost all the subjects. Okay, so what is the first probability? First probability is either they will give you 8 questions, means whatever the pattern they have followed in the last semester, out of 8 questions, you have to answer any 5 questions. Okay, each question will carry 15 marks. So 15 into 5, 75 marks. Okay, and what we have seen, out of that 8 questions, 5 questions they are directly asking from unit 1, 2 and 3. From first 3 units, minimum 5 questions they are putting in the exam. This is one probability. Okay, so if we will follow this probability, then almost we have completed the syllabus. Unit 1 is completed, we will revise it, no problem. Unit 2 also completed, unit 3 also completed, and unit 4 theory of games part also completed. Okay, so if the pattern will be like this, because so far we do not have confirmation regarding the question paper pattern. Clear? If the pattern will be like this, then we have almost covered the syllabus, and from now onwards we can go for the revision. But what is the second probability? The second probability was your regular question pattern. Regular question pattern means there will be 2 parts in the question paper, part A and part B. Okay, part A will carry 2 marks and 3 marks question, and part B will carry 10 marks question. Okay, and in this part B, okay, from each unit 2 questions will be there. Okay, so in this case total 10 questions will be there, and out of these 10 questions, 5 questions you have to answer. That is the regular question pattern. Okay, if they will follow this question pattern, I mean your regular question pattern, then in that case we have not touched unit 5. Unit 5 we have not touched yet. We have completed till theory of games. Okay, part A and part B, but I think from JN2 side they have not confirmed it. 377. Okay, we'll see. That's why I'm taking. I am
They
also
confirmed,
expecting
sir.
this type of question pattern.
No,
I am
sir,
also expecting this pattern only. Okay, that's why I am discussing all these things. Okay, if the question pattern will be like this manner, okay, so then in that case we must have to cover unit 5. Otherwise, what will happen? You can answer in only 4 questions. From unit 1, there will be 2 questions. Okay, from unit 2 there will be 2 questions. From unit 3, from unit 4, and from unit 5. From every unit you will get 2 questions. Okay, and if we will not cover this unit 5, then in that case you will be in trouble. Okay, you will not be able to attempt all the 5 questions. Clear? So that's why what I have planned is, we have completed this theory of game parts. Okay, then instead of starting this inventory part, okay, I am planning to start this waiting lines, unit 5, this part. Okay, why? Because whatever the question paper you will get from unit 4, 1 question will be from theory of games, 1 question will be from inventory. Okay, similarly from unit 5, 1 question will be from waiting line and 1 question will be from dynamic programming. In that manner you will get the question. Clear? So I think we have completed theory of games, and I hope it will be quite easy to attempt the problem related to theory of games. Clear? In inventory, lots of formulas are there. Okay, lots of formulas are there in inventory. So that's why instead of starting this inventory part, I want to start the waiting lines, or this is nothing but your queuing theory. Okay, I want to start this part. Why? Because in this part only some 5 to 6 formula is there, and very simple formula. Okay, and by utilizing those 5 to 6 formula, all the problem, each and every problem related to this topic we can cover. Within 2 to 3 class we can complete this topic, within 2 to 3 class. Okay, so what is my strategy is, today once again we will revise this theory of games, because today I was planning to start waiting lines, but since tomorrow there will be no class, I hope. Okay, so that's why day after tomorrow I am going to start the new unit. But today some more question we will solve from theory of games. Okay, so that we will be having some rigid knowledge regarding this topic. Okay, so after that we will start from Wednesday onwards we will start waiting lines, and by the end of this week we will complete this unit also. Unit waiting line, this part we will complete by the end of this week. Okay, and from Monday onwards, I mean from February 1st, next week onwards, we will start the revision from unit 2 and unit 1. From Monday onwards, we will start the revision from unit 1 or unit 2. I will take your opinion whether you want to start the revision from unit 1 or you want to start the revision from unit 2. Okay, this is one option. Otherwise, the second strategy is, we have completed till theory of games. Okay, now instead of starting this unit 5, I'm talking about the second choice. We have completed the theory of game parts of unit 4, and instead of from February 1 onwards, it will be online class or offline class. You will get to know 2 or 3 days back. Okay, mostly I hope it will be offline class, but so far there is no official notice regarding that one. We will let you know. but whether it is online class or offline class, but class will be there. That is for sure. Okay. So the second option is we have completed the theory of game parts. Instead of starting this unit 5, okay, we will start the revision from unit 1 and unit 2. So two options you have. First option is we will complete this unit 5 within at the end of this week. Okay, so that whatever the question pattern may be, 5 question you will definitely able to answer in the exam. You will be on the safe side. Okay. Otherwise, if you do not want to start unit 5, so from next class onward, we can start revision of unit 1 and unit 2. Okay. So now you put a message and you tell me which option you require. You want me to start unit 1 and unit 2 instead of starting unit 5, or you want to complete unit 5. Unit 5 means not the only this part. You want to complete this unit 5, and after the completion of this topic, from next week onwards, we will start the revision of unit 1 and unit 2. What is your opinion? You just think about it. Okay. And tomorrow, once again, I will ask you, and you just reply me what to follow. You have two options. Once again, I am repeating, you have two options. First option is from next class onward, we will complete from next class onwards, we can complete this waiting lines part. Okay. And at the end of this week, we can complete this unit 5 part, so that whatever the question pattern may be, minimum 5 questions you will be able to answer in the exam. And after that, from next week onwards, when the offline classes will start, okay, then we can start the revision of unit 1, unit 2. Otherwise, if you do not want to complete unit 5, okay, if you are satisfied with the first 4 unit, then from next class onwards, we can start the revision of unit 1 and unit 2. Don't tell now, you take your time. Okay, don't give your decision now. You take your time, you think about it. I will post the syllabus also in the group today. Okay, tomorrow once again I will call you. I will ask the CRs and I will call some 2-3 people, and accordingly from day after tomorrow we will start the topic. Clear? So two options you have, you just think about it. That is regarding the strategy. What are the strategy we are going to follow? Okay, right. So what I have told you already, we have completed this theory of game parts. So today what we are going to do is, instead of starting some new topic, some 2-3 more questions we will solve related to theory of games. And I'll tell you little bit difficult question we will try to solve today. The question will be little bit tricky. Okay, you just see it how I am going to solve those questions, so that whatever the question will come from this topic, you will be able to answer it. Right? Okay. So I'll show you one question. Okay, suppose this is a question. Solve the following game graphically. Okay, I will tell you why this question is different. Why I have taken this kind of question. So solve the following game graphically. Means this solve the following games means this problem comes from theory of game, unit 4. Clear? So one matrix is given. Okay. So now can you tell me it is 2 into m matrix or m into 2 matrix? Which kind of matrix is it? Put a message. Whether it is 2 into m matrix or m into 2 matrix. Okay, because in your syllabus, 2 types of matrix is there. One is m into 2, one is 2 into m or 2 into m. So what kind of matrix is it? Because first thing is you have to identify which kind of matrix. Okay, so it is m into 2, not 2 into m. 338, it is not 2 into m. What do you mean by 2 into m? You just remember the one thing. The first one will represent the row, and second one will represent the column. Once again, I will write it. The first one will represent the row, and the second one will represent the column. Okay. So here, how many row we have? Row means this is called row. Okay. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. So we have 4 rows. So first I will write the row into how many column we have? first column, second column. So 2 column we have. Okay, so this means there are number of rows and there is only 2 column. So this means this will comes under this category. Okay, M means there will be number of row and there will be only 2 column. Okay, why I am telling all this thing is because if it is a M into 2 matrix, means if there is only 2 column, then you have to take the upper envelope of the graph. Whenever you will plot the graph, if it is M into 2 matrix, you have to choose the upper envelope. And from the upper envelope, you have to choose the minimum point. Opposite to this one, if it is a 2 into M matrix, means if there is only 2 row and M number of column, in that case, you have to choose the lower envelope. Okay, and from the lower envelope, you have to choose the highest point. Clear? So you have to remember these 2 tricks. And now we are going to solve out this problem. Okay, so 2 column we have. Okay, suppose this one I will give the name y1, and this column I will give y2. So I am going to plot a graph. Okay, so I plot a graph over here. Okay, so 2 lines I have plotted. I will rename it. It is suppose y1, and this line is y2. 2 lines I have plotted, 2 vertical parallel lines. Okay, then we will see in the question paper. If you will see the question paper, okay, this column I have taken y1 and this column I have taken y2. It is your wish. You can take this column y1, this column also y2. It is your wish. The same answer you will get. Okay, but what I have taken? I have taken this column as y1 and this column as y2. So 359 already you got the answer, huh? Right? Value of the game is 2. Okay, we'll see. No, value of the game. Okay, 2. Yeah, right. Clear. So 2 graphs we have plotted. So now what we are going to do is we have to mark these points. Okay, so how to mark this point means in y1, what is the highest point? Highest point is 3. What is the lowest point? Lowest point is -7. Clear? So this means I will suppose I will mark 0 here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the lowest point is -7. So this one is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So I have marked it like this manner. Okay, till -7 I have marked it. Similarly, come to y2. In y2, all are positive value. The highest point is 6, lowest point is 1. Okay, so I will start from the same point. You remember this thing, huh? The scale should not be different. Here, if you have written 0 means in the same line you have to write 0. Okay, don't write 0 over here and for this one 0 over here. Don't write like that. Okay, it will be on the same line. So here 0, here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this point will be 6. Clear? So I have marked all the lines. Now I am going to plot the graph. Okay, so y1 point is -7, y2 point is 6. So the first point will be -7 and 6. Okay, so where is -7 in y1? This is -7. It's not visible to you, but here -7 is there. And where is 6? 6 is over here in y2. So this is 6. So now I am going to join these two lines. Okay, and what is the name of this line? This name of this line is A1. So I will write A1 here. Yes, value of the game is 2. But why I have chosen this problem, I will tell you. Okay. Now come to the second point. In y1, the point is 3. And in y2, the point is 1. In y1, the point is 3. So this is y1. Okay. So where is 3? This is 3. This point is 3. And in y2, the point is 1. So y2 point is 1 in this point. So now I am going to join these two lines also. Okay. Now what is the name of this line? Name of this line is A2. So I'll write A2. Now coming to the next point. In y1 it is 1. In y2 it is 3. Okay. So y1 1 means this point. And y2 it is 3 means this point. Now again I am going to join these two lines. Okay, it is not intersecting, right? Okay. And this name of this line is suppose A3. Okay. Now the last one is y1 minus 1, y2 5. y1 minus 1 means this point, and y2 5 means this point. Okay, so this line also I am going to join. Okay, and the name of this line is A4. A4. Okay, so all the 4 lines A1, A2, A3, A4 we have plotted over the graph. Clear? Now the question is, since it is a M into 2 matrix, means 2 columns are there. Okay, I told you row is associated with minimum. You just remember this thing, this shortcut thing throughout the unit 4. Row is associated with minimum and column is associated with maximum. Okay, so you have to see in the question paper whether 2 row is there or 2 column is there. In this question paper, value of the game is 2309 is correct. In this question paper, 2 row is there. Number of columns are 2, and that's why column means it is associated with maximum. Maximum means upper. You can remember like this manner also. And minimum means lower. Okay, so if 2 column is there, if there is only 2 column, then column is associated with maximum. Maximum means upper. So after plotting the graph, you have to take the upper envelope. Okay, now which one is the upper envelope? We can see this is the upper envelope. This is, I will write here, upper envelope. Why I have taken upper envelope? Because in the question paper there are only 2 columns. We have to see this 2 is associated with row or column. If 2 row is there, we have to choose the lower envelope or minimum envelope. If 2 column is there, we have to choose the upper envelope or maximum envelope, because row is associated with minimum and column is associated with maximum. Since in the question paper 2 column is there, means we have to choose the column. So column means it is corresponding to maximum. and maximum means upper envelope we have to choose. So we have taken this is the upper envelope. Then what is the trick? After choosing the upper envelope, we have to choose the lower point. So in this envelope, how many points are there? This is 1 point, this is 2nd point, this is 3rd point, and this is 4th point. Okay, so out of all these 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, which one is the lower one? So lower point, you can see that this is the lower point. Okay, from upper envelope, lower point, and this point is called minimax. This point is called minimax. Okay, then how to get value of the game? So from this minimax point, you draw a horizontal line. So if here I will draw a horizontal line like this. Okay, if I will draw a horizontal line, you can see this line will cut at point number 2. Okay, this means value of the game v equal to 2. Okay, so we got the value of the game equal to 2. This is graphically we have got, but if it will be a 10 marks question, you cannot directly write the value of the game equal to 2. They will deduct some marks. Okay, since I told you these type of question are normally 10 marks question, so directly you cannot write the answer. Okay, you have to construct a 2 by 2 matrix, then you have to solve the matrix, and you have to calculate the value of the game. Okay, and how to get a 2 by 2 matrix? The trick I told you, through this minimax point, you see which 2 lines are passing. We have to choose those 2 matrices. Okay, but here you can see in this minimax point, I will tell you why I have chosen this question. There is a reason behind choosing this question. Okay, and what is the reason? I will tell you now. You can see in our previous problem, whatever the problem we have done through this graphical method, through the minimax point, always there are 2 lines were passing. So we have taken those 2 lines, we have identified those 2 lines from the question paper, and we have constructed a 2 by 2 matrix. But in this question, you can see through this minimax point, how many lines are passing? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. You can see through this point, through this minimax point, 3 lines are passing. One is A2, one line is A2. I'll write here. One line is A2. Okay. Another line is this one, that is A3. And another line is this one, that is A4. Okay. So we can see through this single point, through this minimax point, 3 lines are passing, A2, A3, and A4. If 3 lines are passing through a single point, then how to construct a 2 by 2 matrix? Okay, because in the previous problem, whatever the problems we have done from graphical method, there was only 2 lines passing through the minimax point. Okay, then we have to identify those 2 lines from the question paper, and we have plotted a 2 by 2 matrix. But in this question, 3 lines are passing through the same point. Okay, so how to, from these 3 lines, which 2 lines we have to take? That I will tell you now. Okay, so how to tell which 2 lines we have to take? Suppose, before that, do you know regarding slope? What do you mean by slope? Okay, there are 2 types of slope. One is positive slope, one is negative slope. Okay, what is positive and negative slope? Suppose one axis is there. This is suppose x-axis. This is suppose y-axis. Okay, suppose one line is like this. One line is like this. The origin point is this one, and ending point is this one. one line I will draw in XY axis like this. Okay, then in this case, if you see from origin to the end point, if it is in increasing order, yes or no? If this line is moving like this manner, okay. So if it is in from origin to the end point, if it is in increasing order, then we can tell that this line is having positive slope. Opposite to this one, what do you mean by negative slope? Suppose one axis is there, this is Y axis, this is X axis, okay, and one line is moving like this. This is the origin point, this is the end point. This is point 1, this is point 2, here this is point 1, this is point 2. Okay. So if a line is moving like this manner, means from origin to the end point, if the value of the line is decreasing, then in that case we can say this line is having negative slope. Okay, I think already you know this thing. If the line is increasing or if the line is going upward, if the line is going upward, it is positive slope. If the line is moving downward, it is having negative slope. Okay, and if a line is like this, suppose this is X axis, this is Y axis, this is X axis. Okay, if a line is like this manner, means a horizontal line, okay, then it is having no slope or zero slope. Clear? If a line is moving upward, positive slope. If a line is moving downward, negative slope. And if a line is horizontal, then no slope. Only you remember these two things. Okay, upward means positive slope, downward means negative slope. Once again, I repeat, upward means positive slope, downward means negative slope. Clear? So here, why I have told this thing means, here you can see through this point, 3 lines are passing. Line 1, this is line 2 and line 3. 3 lines are passing, A2, A3 and A4. Okay, so how to construct a 2 by 2 matrix? Means from this 2 line, from this 3 line, any 2 lines we have to choose. Okay, so you have to choose the 2 lines, those are having opposite slope. Those are having opposite slope lines. Okay, what do you mean by opposite slope line? Okay, so how many lines we have? A2, A3 and A4. I will write here A2, A3, A4. So can you tell me A2, the line A2 is having a positive slope or negative slope? You see the diagram. Which one is A2? This is line A2. To tell me whether A2 is having positive slope or negative slope. But which one is starting point? I told you this is the starting point. This is the ending point. Okay, so the line is moving downward. A2 is moving downward. Okay, if A2 is moving downward, means I told you downward means negative slope. So it means A2 is negative slope. Similarly, what is A3? A3 is having positive slope or negative slope. So which one is A3? This is A3. This line is A3. Okay, so which is the origin point? This is origin point. Yes, this is the ending point. So A3 is moving upward. Means A3 is having positive slope. Correct. Similarly, what about A4? Which one is A4? This line is A4. So A4, this is the origin point. This is the ending point. So A4 is also moving upward. So A4 is also positive slope. Okay. Then we have to choose 2 lines having opposite slope. Opposite slope means we have to choose 2 lines out of these 3 lines. Those are having opposite slope. Means one negative, one positive. Okay, this means you can see A2 is negative and A3 and A4 are positive. So I can choose either I can choose either A2 and A3 for the optimal solution, because A2 is having negative slope, A3 is having positive slope, or I can choose A2 and A4. Why? Because A2 is having negative slope and A4 is having positive slope. So opposite slopes are there. So either you can choose these two lines or you can choose these two lines. In both the case, you will get same answer. Okay. So suppose I am choosing these two lines, A2 and A3. Okay. So what is A2? So A2 and A3 I will choose. I will write here A2. I will write here A3. What is A2? A2 is 1 and 3 from the question. Value of A2 is 1 and 3. So in place of A2, I will write 1, 3. And what is A3? A3 is 3 and 1. So I will write here 3 and 1. Clear? So this is my 2 by 2 matrix. And this is B1. This is B2. Clear? So now I am going to solve this matrix and I will get the solution. So once again, I will rewrite the matrix. 1, 3, 3, 1. This is A2. This is A3. This is B1. This is B2. Okay. So how to solve this matrix? You take a row, find the difference, write in the opposite row. So what is 3 minus 1? 3 minus 1 is 2. So I will write value over here. Similarly, for this row, what is 3 minus 1? 3 minus 1 is also 2. Okay, so I will write over here. Okay, now I will calculate the value of the game. Value of game. V equal to, okay, so how to calculate? You take any column and you multiply with the corresponding oddments and you will get the answer. Okay, so what is this one? Will be 1 into 2, 1 into 2 plus this one will be 3 into 2, 3 into 2 divided by sum of the oddments, 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2. Okay, this is equal to, so value of the game will be 1 into 2 is 2 plus 3 into 2 is 6 divided by 2 plus 2 is 4. So 2 plus 6, 8 by 4. So it will be 2. So same answer you will get. Okay. Similarly, in place of A2 and A3, if you will take A2 and A4 also, same answer you will get. Same 2 answer you will get. Clear? So why I have chosen this question is suppose in your exam by chance you will get that in a single point 3 lines are passing from the graph, directly you will get the answer that the value of the game is 2. From here, if you will draw a horizontal line, directly you will get the answer there, the value of the game is 2. Okay, but if it is a 10 mark question, directly you cannot write the answer. This is just for the verification. Okay, in 10 marks question, you have to write the 2 by 2 matrix and you have to solve the game. Okay, so in that case, how to solve? If 3 lines are passing, okay, or 4 lines are passing through a single point, okay, you have to choose first to identify the slope of the line. Okay, whether those are having negative slope or positive slope. Okay, after identifying the slope, you have to choose any 2 lines. Those are having opposite slope. Opposite slope means one will be having negative slope, one will be having positive slope. Here A2 is negative slope and A3 is positive slope. So any 2 negative slope you have to choose and you have to construct a 2 by 2 matrix. Then by using the formula, you can calculate the value of the Okay, so normally this kind of question they will not ask in the exam. Means so far, what if all the slopes are positive? No, those kind, that is not the possible. That is not never possible. Okay, so if all the slopes are positive, then that game you cannot solve. So for that one, you one different method is there, but that method is not there in your syllabus. Clear? So that will be a very lengthy method. So in that case, some dominance principle we have to apply. And but in fact, those methods are not there in your syllabus. Okay. So mostly whatever the question you will get, if you see the previous year question till last year, okay, in every question, whatever the game problem they have given related to theory of games, in all the questions, only 2 lines are passing through a single point. That's why maximum number of problem I have solved where only 2 lines were passing through the single point. But this kind of problem they have never given in the exam. Okay, but we cannot tell that they will not give. Okay. Suppose in case they will give, more than 2-3 lines are passing through a single point. Okay, so in that case, you identify the slope of each line, whether these are positive slope or negative slope. After identifying the slopes, you choose any 2 lines having opposite slope. Opposite slope means one line will be negative slope, one line will be positive slope. Accordingly, you construct a 2 by 2 matrix. Then accordingly, you calculate the value of the game. And now you are asking if all the lines are having positive slope. For that, one different algorithm is there. Okay, and that is not there in your syllabus. It will be a waste of time if I will discuss that algorithm, because those kind of question you will never get for sure. That is a guarantee. Okay, so you just keep it in your mind. Only there is 2 probability of getting a question paper. The first probability is through a single point, only 2 lines are passing. If 2 lines means by using those 2 lines, you construct a 2 by 2 matrix and solve the game. Second probability is 3 lines are passing through a single point. Just now we have done. If 3 lines are passing, then you find out the slope, take the opposite slope, construct a 2 by 2 matrix and solve the game. This is the only 2 probability of question you will get in your exam. Right? Clear. So this is all about the theory of games by using graphical method. I hope you got this problem. I will post the answer of this question today in the group also. Okay, once you go through it. One more problem is there. This kind of question also normally they will not ask, but since we have time, I told you today some difficult question we are going to discuss. This is little bit tricky, not difficult I will say, but little bit tricky. So you can see in this question paper, the matrix is not given. If you can see this question, here the matrix is not given. I think this type of question I have already solved here. Okay, where matrix is not given, the question was given, you have to read the question and you have to construct the matrix. Okay, so here also you can see one question is there. This type of question also never came in exam, but we have to prepare for all sorts of problem. We cannot say whether they will change the question pattern or what. So I will tell you how to create the matrix only. Once the matrix is created, then you know how to solve it out. Okay. So in this question, you can see that matrix is not given. Instead of that, one theoretical question they have given. Okay. So one point I will do, remaining point you have to do. So listen it very carefully. If you can understand this question means any kind of question, it will come in exam related to theory of game, you will be able to solve it. So the question is, A and B play a game in which each has 3 coins, 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa. The meaning is there are 2 players, one is A, one is B. 2 players are there, player A, player B. They are playing a game. Okay. In that game, each of them has 3 coins. Means player A is having 3 coins and player B is also having 3 coins. What are the coins? 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa. Clear? So from this we are going to construct a matrix. Okay. So how many players we have? We have 2 players. Okay. So here we will construct the matrix. Okay. Here we have player B and here we will be having player A. 2 players we have, and each player, according to the question, each player having 3 coins. Okay, so player A is having 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa coin, and player B is also having 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa coin. Okay, so for player A, it is having 3 coins. One is 5 paisa, one is 10 and one is 20. Similarly, player B also, it is having 3 types of coin: 5 paisa, 10 and 20. Okay, so now if we will draw the lines, the matrix will be somewhat, the matrix will look somewhat like this. So it will be a 3 by 3 matrix. What do you mean 3 by 3 matrix? Means there will be 3 row, 1, 2, 3, and there will be 3 column, 1, 2, 3. Up to this, you have any doubt, you can ask now. Step by step we will do. Any doubt so far? I hope no. Okay, so we have completed this much. So player A is there, player B is there. Player A is having 3 coin, 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa. Okay, so player A is having 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa coin. Player B is having 3 coins, 5 paisa, 10 paisa and 20 paisa. So player B is also having 3 coins, 5, 10, 20. Right. Now how to fill this matrix? This is like this manner we have constructed the matrix, and we got to know that the matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix, means 3 row and 3 column will be there. Okay, now how to put the values? What are the values we have to put over here? For that thing we have to read the question. Okay, each will select a coin without the knowledge of others' choice. Means whatever the coin A will select, B does not have any knowledge, and whatever the coin B will select, A does not have any knowledge. Okay. Now, if the sum of the coins thus selected by them is an odd amount, if sum of the coins thus selected by them is an odd amount, okay, what do you mean by odd? 2 type of, one is even, one is odd. Even number means 2, 4, 6, 8. That is the multiple of 2. Those are even number. Okay. The remaining are odd number. 1, 3, 5, 7. Those are odd numbers. So the question is, if the sum of the coins thus selected by them is an odd amount, then A will win B's coin. You read this part very carefully. Okay, if the sum means A will select some coin, B will select some coin. If the sum of the coins thus selected by them is an odd amount, then A will win B's coin. Okay, so I will write here. Here sum, I will write here sum, and here I will write player A. Okay, if the sum is odd, A will win. Okay, similarly the next line, if the sum is even, then B will win A's coin. Means if the sum is an even number, then B wins A's coin. If B wins means, it means A will lose. Okay, so A will lose. Clear? Now, by taking this condition, we have to fill the matrix. Okay. So one row I will fill. Remaining two row, you have to tell me what to fill. Okay. So first row I will fill. You just see it carefully. Okay. So for this row, okay, what are the value? Here 5 for player A and here 5 plus for player B. What is the sum? 5 plus 5 is 10. So 10 is even number or odd number? So 10 is a even number. If 10 is even number, then A will lose or A will win? A will lose. Okay. So remember, win means positive, lose means negative. Okay. Win means positive and lose means negative. Clear? Right. So what happened? A will lose how much? A will lose 5 rupees. So here the value I will enter is -5. Once again I will repeat. I have to fill up this box. Okay. So for this box, what are the value? For player A it is 5. For player B it is 5. What is 5 plus 5? 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 is even or odd? 10 is a even number. If even number is there, then A will win or lose? A will lose. Lose means negative, win means positive. Okay, so A will lose means how much money A will lose? A will lose, money of A is 5. So A will lose 5 rupees. So -5 I have it. Okay, now come to the next point here. Okay, so here what value you have to put? Okay, so for this box, the row value is 5 and the column value is 10. What is the sum? 5 plus 10. What is 5 plus 10? 5 plus 10 is 15. Okay, so 15 is even number or odd number? So 15 is a odd number. Okay, so odd number means A will win or A will lose? A will win. How much amount A will win? A will win B's amount because that is written in the question. A will win B's coin. Okay, so what is B's coin? B's coin is 10. So A will win 10 rupees. Win is positive. How much coin it will win? It will win B's coin. So how much B's coin have? B has 10 coins. So 10 paisa he will win. Similarly, this box. For this box, the row value is 5 and the column value is 10. 20. What is 20 plus 5? 20 plus 5 is 25. 25 is even number or odd number? 25 is odd number. Odd means A will win. How much quantity A will win? A will win B's money. What is B's money? B's money is 20. So 20 rupees. Okay. So like that, you have to fill the remaining. Now you tell me in this box, what value shall I write? In this box, what value shall I write? Some people are telling 5, some people are telling 10, and some people are telling nothing. They are sleeping.
5, sir.
So what to write? Some has told 5, some has told 10, some has told -10. Okay, so this means you have some confusion. Once again, I will tell. Okay, why it is -10? It should not
-10, sir.
Because in this box the row value is 10. Look at carefully. For this box the row value is 10. Column value is 5. What is 10 plus 5? 10 plus 5, 15. Okay. No, 384. You are wrong. 384 also wrong. I will tell you. This means you have not got this line. Once again, I am telling, try to understand. For this box, the row value is 10. Column value is 5. What is 10 plus 5? 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 is a odd number or even number? 15 is a odd number. Odd means it will be positive. The value will be positive. Means A will win. Yes, 359 is correct. A will win. How much amount A will win? A will win B's amount. And what is B's amount for this box? B's amount for this box is 5 rupees. So A will win 5 rupees. You take the summation. Don't write the summation value over here. According to the question, A will win B's coin. You read this statement. A will win, if it is a odd amount, A will win B's coin. 384, again you are wrong. It is not 5 minus 10 and minus 20. Okay, I will tell you why it is not minus 20. Okay. So similarly here, for this box, the row value is 10. Column value is also 10. So what is 10 plus 10? 10 plus 10 will be 20. 20 is even number or odd number? 20 is a even number. Even number means A will lose. Lose means it will be a negative sign. So negative sign will come. How much amount A will lose? Okay, so A will lose. What is the amount of A? Amount of A is 10. So A will lose 10 amount. Okay, so you remember, if it is the condition of lose, then A will lose its own amount. If it is the condition of win, then A will get this amount. Okay, similarly, if we will write here, over here, okay, so A's amount will be, the row value is 10, the column value is 20. Okay, 10 plus 20, 30. 30 is a even number. Even number means negative sign will be there. So I will put a negative sign. Means A will lose. How much amount A will lose? A will lose its own amount. If win is there, then it will win the opponent player's amount. If losing is there, then it will lose its own amount. You try to understand. That is the meaning of the question. If A will win, it will get B's amount. Okay. And if B will win, B wins means what? A will lose. Then what will happen? How much amount it will lose? It will lose A's coin. Okay. So the trick is, if winning is there, then this player A will get B's coin. If losing is there, then this player A will lose its own coin. Okay, so here the player A, the coin of player A is 10, so it will lose 10 rupees. 384, you have done a mistake over here. You have written 20 minus 20. It will not minus 20, because if it will lose means it will lose its own coin. Okay, so it will be minus 10. So similarly, in this box, the row value is 20, the column value is 5. Yes, 359 is correct. The row value is 20, column value is 5. So 20 plus 5, 25. 25 means it is odd number. Odd number means A will win. Win means positive value will be there. How much amount A will win? A will win B's amount. What is B's amount? It is 5 rupees. So 5. Okay. This box, row value is 20. Column value is 10. So 20 plus 10, 30 rupees. 30 is a even number. Even means A will lose. Lose means negative. So I'll put a negative sign. How much amount A will lose? A will lose its own amount. It is 20 rupees. Okay. And last box, here also, row value is 20, column value is 20. So 20 plus 20, 40. Okay, so 40 is a even number. Okay, even number means again A will lose. A will lose means negative sign will be there. How much quantity A will lose? A will lose its own quantity. That is 20 rupees. Okay, so like this manner you have to fill the matrix. Okay, after filling this matrix, you have to apply principle of dominance. Okay, what is principle of dominance? 4 rules I have told you, 4 steps. You see in which row all the values are less as compared to the corresponding row. Accordingly, you delete that row. Similarly, you choose a column whose value is more as compared to corresponding column. You delete that column and you reduce this 3 by 3 matrix into a 2 by 2 matrix. Then you know how to solve a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, so this is a little bit difficult problem. They have never asked such kind of problem in the exam. Okay, but for your benefit, I have given this problem. The difference is in this kind of problem, the matrix they have not given directly. If in the normally they will give the matrix in the question paper like this manner. In this case, it will be very easy for you to solve. But if in case they will not mention the matrix, okay, then you have to read the question and you have to draw the matrix. Okay. Normally, this kind of question they have not asked so far, but we have to prepare for all the probabilities. Okay, the answer of this question, the solution of this question also today I will post in the group. The only difficult part is constructing the matrix. Once you will be able to construct the matrix, once explain reducing of the matrix into 2 by 2. Okay, so how to reduce? Already it is 3:36. Which class you have? Next class, what is there? I think today Ashok sir class is there. Okay, we can take for 5 more minutes. So quickly I will tell you. So how to reduce this matrix into 2 by 2 matrix? I told you, you remember this thing. Row is associated with minimum and column is associated with maximum. Okay, so now the thing is you have to choose a row whose value is less or equal to the corresponding row. Okay, so if we will take, we'll start after 5 minutes. Right. Okay, so the thing is here we will spec this row, I mean row 1, and we will compare with the corresponding row. Okay, so here -5, here 5. So -5 is less than 5. Correct. Here 10, here -10. So 10 is not less than -10. So the condition is not satisfied between row 1 and row 2. Now we will come to row 1 and row 3. Okay. So row 1, this value is -5. This value is 5. So -5 is less than 5. Condition satisfied. Next, here 10, here -20. So 10 is not less than -20. So here the condition is also not satisfied. So row 1 and row 3 condition is not satisfied. Clear? So now we will take row 2. We will compare row 2 with row 1 and row 3. Now, so row 2, here 5. If I compare row 2 and row 1, the value is 5, here -5. So 5 is not less than -5. So the condition is not satisfied between row 2 and row 1. Now I will compare row 2 and row 3. Okay, so here 5, here also 5. It is equal, means the condition is satisfied. Next, it is -10, it is -20. So -10 is greater than -20. It is not less than -20. So here also condition is not satisfied. Clear? Now we will come to the last row, that is row 3. Clear? So we will compare row 3 with row 1 and row 2. So first we will take row 3 and row 1. So here the value is 5. Here the value is -5. So 5 is greater than -5. So row 3 and row 1, the condition is not satisfied. Now we will compare row 3 and row 2. So here 5, here also 5. So equal, condition satisfied. Here -20, here -10. So -20 is less than -10. Condition satisfied. Here also -20, -10. So -20 is less than -10. Condition satisfied. So we have seen all the value of row 3 is less or equal to the value of row 2. In that case, the row having less value, we can delete. So we can delete this row. So now our matrix is reduced to, this matrix will reduce to this form. -5, 10, 20, 5, -10, -10. Okay, so this matrix, so I have deleted the third row, so this matrix has been reduced to this form. Clear? So now what to do? We have completed with the row value. Now we will start with the column value. We have to see, I told you the column is associated with maximum value. We have to choose a column whose value is maximum as compared to the corresponding column. Okay, so first we will, how many columns we have? 1, 2, 3. So we will take the first column, here -5, here 10. So -5 is less than 10, but we need greater value or maximum value. So column 1, column 2 not satisfied. Okay, so now we will take column 1 and column 3. -5 is less than 20. So column 1 and column 3 condition also not satisfied, because for column value we need greater or maximum thing. So column 1 is not satisfied. Now we will take column 2, and you have already got value of the game is -1.25. Okay, I do not have the answer. No, I do not have the answer. I will check. So here column 2 I will take and I will compare with column 1 and column 3. Okay, so here 10 is greater than -5. Yes, 10 is greater than -5. -10 is greater than 5. No, -10 is not greater than 5. So column 2 and column 1 condition not satisfied. Now I will compare column 2 and column 3. Okay, so 10 is greater than 20. No, 10 is not greater than 20. So here also condition is not satisfied. Now I will come to third column. So for third, yes, 384 you are correct. Value of the game will be 0. So third column 20. I will compare with the next two. So 20 is greater than -5. Yes. -10 is greater than 5. No. So column 3 and column 1 condition not satisfied. I will compare column 3 and column 2. So 20 is greater than 10. Yes, 20 is greater than 10. -10 is greater than or equal to -10. So these are two values are equal. This means all the value of column 3 is either greater or equal to the value of column 2. In that case, column 3 I can delete. So the matrix will reduce to this form: -5, 10, 5, -10. Okay, yes, 309 also correct. So like this, we will get a 2 by 2 matrix. Now, if you will solve this 2 by 2 matrix, you already know how to solve this 2 by 2 matrix. If you will solve it, value of the game, you will get 0. Clear? So this is called principle of dominance. By using this principle, you can reduce a 3 by 3 matrix into 2 by 2 matrix. Clear? So that's all about theory of game. From next class onwards, we are going to start the waiting lines. Okay. So the next class, Ashok sir will take the class. Be here only. We'll see. We'll meet you soon. Bye.